Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemco, or Henderson, 289B heavy-duty bottom pivot. So Henderson was a standalone company for likely several decades. At some point I understand that Pemco or Assa Abloy purchased them, or there's some sort of alliance between the two. I don't really know, but people will call up and say, Henderson, well, you would, you know, when the box comes, the paperwork's going to say Pemco on it. Pemco, I believe, developed their line of sliding door material either independently or using Henderson material, and have continued to broaden that product line. There is a lady at Pemco who is a living expert when it comes to sliding door hardware. If you have a project that requires something that's technical, something that you need to get detailed correctly, Pemco has the resources absolutely to detail that project for you completely. This person at Pemco possesses an absolute expert working knowledge of the material, so we can bend the ear of the expert, so to speak, when it comes to sliding door hardware. So the 289B is what they call a heavy-duty bottom pivot. I don't know how far I would throw the term heavy-duty with the 289B. B for bottom. Clever, aren't I? Yes, you're right. The T for top would be it. But the 289 is going to be a bottom pivot that you're going to use on bifolding doors that are quite light, like 35-pound type rated material in that range. There is a link, and I'm looking at the document, there's a link below this video to the product brochure that will show the two kits that it comes in, the Husky 25 and 40, and the bifold, just bifold apparently it's called. The Husky 25 and 40 is going to be a reference to kilograms. So the 289B is going to be used in something that will hold a 40 kilogram door set, 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So yes, quite heavy. I personally wouldn't want to use this sort of material for that sort of application, meaning the concept of this plastic dowel type insert that goes into the bottom of the door. This hardware generally doesn't break, but the door does. The bottom of the bifold door, you're dealing with, let's say, builder's quality, home center quality bifold material. I see these break over and over again, where the bottom of the door gets cracked. Repairing it, maybe, something more robust for the bottom. If you have a heavy door, I would really encourage you to use a more robust bifolding system. And below this video is a link to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the current and a prior Henderson catalog, and you can root around for heavier material in there. But that's the only downside with this. I find that, someone bumps into the door or kind of accidentally tips into it, the bottom of the door splits. Now this hardware is really loose, doesn't work very well. Now the door hangs, and most people are like, what do I do? Replace the door or repair the door? I don't know. I have to call a carpenter. More robust material is not going to succumb to the same sort of accidental type breakage that I think that I have personally encountered with this material. So the system is this. You're going to drill a hole in the bottom of the door. That's going to be surface mounted. I suppose if you wanted to be super fancy, you could route that plate, but that's certainly meant to be surface mounted. This is going to give you your vertical adjustment. It's going to fit into your floor plate, but into your floor plate is going to be this, I'm not sure what this cup or disc is called. Maybe it's just a cup bearing, and that spindle is going to fit right inside there, and that's what's going to create the ability of the unit to bypass or bifold. Okay, that's how that's going to work. The plate's going to be surface mounted to the floor. You're going to get a total of four screws. They are not the same. You're going to get two smaller screws for the plate itself. You're going to get two larger screws, and unfortunately they've sent flathead. That doesn't seem quite right to me. The plate needs to change, or these need to turn into round or panhead screws, but that's what they've sent on this project. There is a link below this video to a document called Template. Let's quickly touch on the dimensional properties of the material to confirm that. The floor plate, they've got it 2.5 wide. That's correct. 1 inch, 2.5 long, 1 inch wide. A height 3/16. Sure. Your top portion is going to have, the plastic portion is going to be 1.25 inches overall, holding it upside down. It's about right. That plate, 11/16. Maybe a little shy on that, closer to 9/16. 1 9/16 overall length. Well, that's certainly shy. That's closer to 1 3/8. You're going to be able to thread that in and out to give you the type of adjustment that you need. That nut will allow you to then secure it in position, tighten the two together. The issue with that is it's going to spin, certainly. So it's going to need to float a little bit. I don't, this shouldn't move with time. That cup that's there is going to, allow it to rotate without moving the entire thing, hopefully. Oh, I see what it does. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's certainly, the spindle certainly rotates within the cup without the cup itself rotating. So that's probably how it stays in place. Then again, there's a link below this video to that product catalog from the Henderson book, where you can review where it's shown with in the greater assembly that it would be included with. You can obviously buy it as a separate standalone product. From that catalog, you'll be able to see the other constituent parts that you might need to go along with this, etc. And then finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page again, where you can view the Henderson catalogs. If you want to see more material, those Henderson catalogs are incredibly thorough and complete. They're going to present you with sliding and folding options that are likely well beyond what you're looking for. If you're looking for regular bypass material, that catalog will give it to you. It'll also give you 100 pages of stuff that you don't need to see, because you're not doing a 5-star hotel on the coast where you need to hang 20 doors that are probably 300 pounds each, made of glass. You don't need to see that hardware. However, you might be the person who needs to see that hardware. So that catalog is great. If you want a distilled version of the Henderson product line, go to the manufacturer's page within our site called PEMCO. Click on manufacturers, go to PEMCO, open up their full product catalog, and get to the sliding folding section, probably about 2/3 of the way through, and you'll see a distilled version of the stuff that you'll regularly see in the American market. Much of this much of the Henderson stuff is quite international in its scope as well, being a company from Great Britain. Any questions on the 289B, bottom pivot, or any other Henderson product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.